Well, hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday here on the 60 Up members page. So, new month, goal setting. Today is our Health Awareness Day. We are going to be celebrating that all month. And what do I mean by becoming more health aware? I mean thinking about things in your life that maybe you could improve, goals that you can set, being aware that how you eat, how you sleep, how you exercise are all part of that combination that helps us be as well or healthy as possible. So this month, I want us to be a little more aware of our personal habits and maybe set a few new goals, not only within the workout, but within the week and the whole month, and maybe log those. So if you go on to the 60 Up members page, you'll see that I posted a nice little June fitness challenge calendar that you can use. And I am going to be filling in and sending later my goals for Wellness Wednesday. So in week one, we will establish some goals that we want to try to hit in the workout, and it will slowly progress all the way to the 5th week of June, where hopefully we'll see some improvement, because there's no better way to gain awareness for how you're doing in life when it comes to fitness or anything else than to chart and to record what's going on, and of course to set some goals and hopefully some rewards for hitting those goals. So if you can print this out, I would love for you to do that and drag it onto your computer desktop and print it out. That would be wonderful. And then keep some logs going. Maybe you want to set goals for not only Wednesday, but Monday or Tuesday and Thursday when Dan is teaching. I'm setting the goals based on a criteria of 4 different patterns we'll be doing. One will be a single leg balance. The second will be step ups. The third will be squats, and don't be afraid, I'll show you how to modify these if you're not comfortable. And the fourth will be pull push-ups or regular push-ups if you're up to that. The reason I didn't put any numbers into the chart to start off is because I want everybody to feel free to maybe reduce what they're doing or record what they can do in this first week and then progress it at your own pace. I will have certain things I'm hoping we'll achieve, but when it comes down to it, it really depends on you feeling comfortable with the numbers that you're hitting and hopefully seeing some progression through the month of June, which is Health Awareness Month. So that's our goals for today. Some of the other things you might want to do in the column that says overall goal is maybe put a few things that you've been wanting to work on. Maybe the goal is, I don't know, eating more fruits and vegetables or drinking more water or reducing some of your processed or high sugar foods, things in the diet world, or just in general, trying to get yourself moving more. Being more aware of the steps you take per day, maybe wearing one of those little pedometer meters, or the amount of workouts that you're doing with us during the week. Maybe if you're only joining me on Wednesday, you'll try progressing to doing the workouts either live or recorded to maybe 3 or 4 times a week. So these are all some goals I'd love for you to set during the month of June and to monitor. You can write down what you're doing, whether you can print out this chart or not, maybe make your own chart. It really helps keep us on track. It helps with the awareness. And so that's my theme today. We're going to be aware, we're going to set some goals, and at the end of the month, think of some great rewards. I don't know, some new swimsuit, something nice, something you've been looking forward to that you can implement at the end of the month. So let me check in. I've got my chart up, and I will post my goal chart that has the actual filled in numbers that I'm hoping we're going to hit each week. I see that Pat's in the house, and same with Doug. Thank you for letting me know that, because then I know that we're all up and running properly. So after the workout, I will post the goal chart I've created, which lists the amount of one leg stance seconds that we hope to achieve and how I will be progressing it in my workout. But I did initially send a blank document so that you can put in what works for you if you're feeling like you can do more or maybe can't quite hit the numbers that I have selected for this first workout. And so I'm going to reveal now my goal. My goal for week 1 is to start with 20 seconds right and left foot stance balance, single leg balance, 10 step-ups, right foot lead, left foot lead, 5 squats, which I think we'll all be able to do, and 5 push-ups. And again, I will give you some options. So let me show you a few of those options right now in case you're saying, oh, push-ups, I can't do push-ups at all. So I'm going to show you several ways. And remember, as long as you're using the same methodology or the same type of push-up, the progression will work. So somebody that could do full push-ups, oh my goodness, let's just pretend I'm on the ground. I would be totally open to you using your chair seat or the ground to do your push-ups. That would be very advanced. Some of you might be saying, no way, Kathy. So the alternative would be palms on top of your poles and what I call a squat push-up, where you bend your elbows and knees together and then straighten together. That would be a very beginner or easy way to do it. And if this is a little too wobbly for you to do that, feel free to find a solid wall and do the same thing against a wall. So those will be some variations that you can use. And if you wanted to get really advanced, well, we know that the wobble that the 60 up provides would make for a really nice challenge. Let's see, I'm going to turn my board just so you can see. If I were to do a knee or a full push-up on the wobble board, wow, that would be what I would call the most advanced. In particular, if you're on your toes, even just holding that plank. But I know not everyone likes to get down onto the floor. That's why I'm going to be doing the easier version of the push-up, which is on the poles. But please feel free to do whatever push-up meets your current fitness level, and we will increase those as the weeks go on. Same thing with the squats. So with the squats, we could be doing something very simple. We could do a chair squat so that you sit back into the chair, take a second and come up. We could do just a nice air squat, or make it more advanced by being on the board and doing those squats. So again, I will probably choose for us to do them on board, but I want you to feel free to do them with the chair behind you or from the floor if that feels like it's a little too much, okay? Same thing is going to be true of the step up. If you're finding stepping up on the wobble board is too much, then you could just do a step in place like this, alternating your knees up. And single leg balance, we can be doing them on the floor, holding poles, on the floor, not holding poles, or again, more advanced, on the board, holding poles or not holding poles. All right, I'm just giving you those options so you can play around with it. I'll choose one and I'll remind you of the others. With that said, let's get warmed up and going so that we can get these nice challenges right in the upfront part of the workout, and then we'll continue with just some more nice basic movement on the board to finish the entire workout. All right, let me check in and make sure there's no questions before we get going. I do always recommend that you have a chair nearby so you can take your own personal breaks, and also that you have water because we will be taking water breaks. Are you ready? I am too. So I'm going to put a little background music on, nothing too loud, just something so that we can warm up and feel fluid. All right, here we go. See if I'm connected. Hopefully you guys are having a beautiful day today, and we'll have some fun with this challenge throughout the month. All right, we are connected, so should be ready to go. All right, starting with a warm-up before any challenges. So let's just come behind the board and let's stand up nice and tall and take a nice deep breath. Right arm first. Inhale up, exhale down. Now inhale up, left arm, exhale down. Again, inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Now bend and knees and hips go down, knees and hips straight. Bend and just do an imaginary air squat behind you. Not too deep, just enough to warm up the hips and legs. Now we're going to go down to the squat and lift up onto the toes. Down and up. Just feel those leg muscles engaging. Up, drop down, and up. Drop, and lift, and drop, and lift. 2 more times. Warming up those joints, those feet, those ankles, those knees, those hips, and stand real tall. Now from here, let's take and tilt the head right. Now center, tilt left. Again, center, tilt right, stretching the neck, center, tilt left. Now let's bring it back to the center and do a nice slow circle of the neck. Half roll, right to left. And back. Now still use a nice deep breath as you do this. Inhale and exhale, down and up. Couple more. Last one. And then let's bring that head up into the center and let's roll through the spine. Sit back and roll through the spine. I'm going to turn to the side just so you get a better look at what's happening at the spine. I'm tucking my pelvis under and rolling through. Really just loosening and limbering that back up, the vertebra of the spine. Allow it to stretch, allow it to limber, allow it to get that blood flow and that synovial fluid moving into the area. Good job. Inhale and exhale. Couple more. Last one. Now stand tall. Find your posture. Head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Drop those shoulders down and back. And let's just take and tap the line and drop. So tap the red line. Let's just get our balance going. A little shift of weight from 2 feet to a 1-leg stance. Good. Now as you're holding your poles, wiggle those fingers every once in a while. Good. Pull those shoulder blades down and back. Keep that head up high on your shoulders. Nice. Again, toe tapping the red line. And now we're going to continue, but have the heel tap the red line. So pull those toes back. A little bit harder to do, especially if you're not quite woken up or those joints aren't quite ready. Pulling the toe back, waking up the ankles. Good. Couple more. Last set. Right and left. Now let's just put the feet down and give me a little heel drop. Let's just wake up those bones. Here we go. Drop. Let the heels plop on the floor, but keep the core nice and cylindered, nice and tight, pulled in, 360 around the waistline. Let's go ahead and stretch those fingers up and out as we beat the heels into the ground. Nice. Down, up, waking up the body, shaking up the bones, the skeletal structure. Again, down and up. 2 more. Last one. And now let's just walk in place. Chin and chest up. Not a high lift. Just walking down the street. Here we go. Lift the feet. Up, up, up. We're just going to get that heart rate elevated a little bit. Just a bit. To continue that process of warming up the system, the heart, the lungs, the muscles, the joints, ready for movement. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to step to the right. Step, touch. Just waking up a little bit of lateral movement. Bring the knee in from the right side to the left side. Nice. You've got it. Step and touch. Step, touch. 2 more. Last one. Now stay centered. Let's take and circle the knee around and back. Circle around and back. That's it. Again, challenging your balance a little bit, but also working on hip mobility. Good work. Up and around. Up and around. Excellent. Couple more. Last 2. Last one. Now stand tall, center your body, and we'll do the same thing with the arms. Circle back and around, back and around. Nice shoulder girdle mobility. Open up the chest, roll back with the elbow. You can allow your spine to move just slightly towards the outside with the arm. Outside towards the left, outside towards the right. Good. Perfect. Couple more. Last 2. Last one. All right, hands on poles. Wiggle those fingers. Lift those heels up and down. Just get them moving. Get that circulation into the toes, into the fingers, all the way to the tippy tips of the extremities. Excellent. All right, how you feeling? Are you feeling a little looser, a little more warmed up? All right, let's go ahead and begin with one of our challenges. So the first challenge is the one leg stance balance. And what I'm gonna have us do is try this on board. What do you think? Take your right foot up, put it right in the red line, and balance. Now hold here. We're gonna hold this for 20 seconds. Do you think you can? Let's try. Hands on poles, here we go, counting down. Good job. We just hit 5 seconds. Hold steady on that board. Now you could be doing this on the floor as well. You've got this. 10 seconds. Running around to the 15 mark. And 20 seconds. Step off and march it out a little bit. Just ease through the feet. And we're gonna do the left side. You stay right there. Gotta straighten my clock a little bit over here. Oops. Oh, sorry about that, gang. Just wanna make sure I can see the timer real clearly for us as we are timing this. All right, are you ready? Take your left foot, step up on the red line. Once again, find your balance. Center the board. Now, lift up and here we go. Starting now. Awesome. Oop. Keep going. Some of my battery must have come out. Oh, we got to take a time out. So sorry. I'm trying to time this and I need to be exact. When my clock fell, it pushed the battery out. So sorry for that. False start. I'll be better next week. All right, let's start over. It's working now. So come up with the left foot, balance on that leg, put your hands on your poles and center yourself. Here we go. Starting now, 20 seconds. Hold it. Did some of you get a little extra credit in there? Keep that head high. 5 seconds are done, almost 10. We will be building this every week, don't forget. All right, we're at the 15-second mark. There you go, 20 seconds and off. Good job. How'd you do? Now, remember, you could have done it on the floor. That was a little too challenging to start off for you. But for now, that was our first challenge. Every week, I'm gonna add another 10 seconds to that till we get a little higher and we get to our goal of 60 seconds on each leg. All right, rock it side to side. Our next challenge is a basic step up. So, with a basic step up, put your feet together. We're gonna start off. So hopefully you guys can see me. And again, I'll give you time later. We will record these things, all right? So we're gonna start off with 10 step-ups on each leg, which I'm hoping all of you will be able to easily accomplish because I've been doing a lot of step-up patterns. Are you ready? Start right leg. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now remember, if you can't step up, just do a slow march and lift that thigh as high as you can. I almost lost count. 7, I think. 8, did you get an extra credit one in? 2 more. 9 and 10. All right, stay on the ground and just bend the knees lightly. Feel any fatigue in that lead leg? All right, take a few more bends and we'll try the left. The other thing I want you to think about when you're doing these single leg movement patterns is one leg feeling a little stronger than the other or a little weaker than the other? Let's try to get that evened out. So now we're ready and set to do the same pattern leading left. All right, are you ready with me? 10 ups. 1 and down, and 2 and down, 3, down, 4, 5, halfway there. How you feeling? 6, I'm sure you can handle this. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, knee bends on the floor. Here we go. So that's just a set point, a start. We'll increase that as the weeks go on and see how those legs feel, hopefully noting some challenge and some change. All right, what's our next one? Our next one is going to be our squats. All right, so now let's go ahead and decide whether you want to do your squat behind your board or on your board. We're going to start with a nice simple 10 squats. Do you think you can do that? Let's try it. Here we go. 10. Now squatting, you want to try to get your thighs as parallel to the floor as possible. There's 1. There's 2. So try to get your hips to go back and your thighs as parallel as possible. There's 3. Here's 4. Ooh boy, try to keep that board centered. 5. If you need your legs a little wider, slide them out. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Awesome. How'd that feel? Step back off. Did you feel some fatigue? Let's lunge it out side to side. Remember, the goal of a strength exercise is to complete the move and feel a little bit of volatile fatigue, meaning not volatile, voluntary fatigue, so volitional fatigue. You want to feel like I volunteered to do that much, and I felt it, but I wasn't so tired in the muscle. There was no pain. It wasn't that I had to stop. I kind of volunteered to stop because I was getting tired. Volitional fatigue, that's what we're going for. All right, upper body ready? Now, most of us haven't done much upper body work, so with the push-ups, I'm going to really start light today with 5 push-ups only. Now, what were my options? You could do them on the board, on the floor, on the wall, on a chair. I'm going to show you how to do them on your poles. So, step your feet about 2 and 2. Put your palms up on top of your poles. Now you're going to step your feet back just a little bit, not too far away. And then you're going to bend your elbows and your knees a little till the elbows get to right angles and then push away. All right, so tighten your core as you do this as well. Lean in, bend the elbows, push away. Let's call that 1 and 2, push away, Bend the knees as well. 3, push away. 4, bend those elbows as much as you can to right angles. And 1 more. Inhale and exhale, and push away. All right, did you feel that down the arms, into the shoulders, maybe into the chest? Shake it off. Good work. All right, well, we've completed our 5 challenge moves today. How'd you feel? Let's march it out. Let's get a little water. So, we are going to repeat those moves. Keep in mind, we're going to repeat those moves throughout this month. So we did, just to remind you, if you want to write it down, we did 20 seconds balancing on each leg. We did 10 step-ups leading with each leg. We did 10 squats, and we did 5 push-ups. So we're going to try to do a little bit more each week, and maybe you'll decide that you could even do more than I'm doing. Feel free to keep going. All right, guys, ready to get a little bit more of our workout in. We're definitely not done yet. Hi, Vicki. Glad to have you here, and I'm glad you could hear me as well. So we just finished our challenge moves. If you're just joining us now, you can go back and catch those challenge moves later and do them on your own. You don't have to do them with us. Let's march in place. Now it's time to get a little bit more fluid 60 up time. Are you ready? Let the feet lift up and down. Let's just keep that pump going. And then we're going to step with a knee up. So step right, knee, step down, up. Now on this one, I kind of prefer you step on the red line if you can, and then quickly get that knee up to balance point. Good job. Step, up, down, and step, up, down. Just get a little cardio pump and balance going. Step, up. 4 more. And 3. And 2. Now this last one, we're gonna hold and stay. Hold and stay. All right, now tap, lift. Just take that one foot, let it touch and go. Touch and go. 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1, up. All right, down, down. Bend the knees, good job. Whew, all right. We're gonna do the same thing, same pattern of movements, except next time, instead of having that up leg be the right, the up leg will be the left. Let's see if we can remember. Start left, left, up, step, down, right, up, step, down, left, step, right. Good. Again. Left, step, center. Now as you're doing this, it's okay if you look down occasionally, but for the most part, try to get your head up. Looking forward towards me or your screen. And only glancing down occasionally when you feel that maybe your foot is not making full contact on that red line. Up, lift. Again. Up, lift. Keep going. Up, lift, up, lift, and drop, and lift, and drop, lift, drop. Now hold, balance, tap and drop, tap, lift, tap. Hopefully it's the opposite leg for you. That's lifting. Tap, lift, tap, lift. Balance that board, center that body. 4, and 3, and 2, and last one. Let's stay up. Feet on 2 and 2. Look down for a second and rock it out. Oh, that feels good. Shift, right and left. Core tight, head high. Just allow the feet to just push into the board. Take a second to focus in on the foot placement. 2 and 2. Feel that pressure that you can create between the edges of your feet. As you push the outer edge, board rocks towards it. So outer edge left and right. Good. Feel like you're gripping with your toes. Take a second to really connect mind to body. Head centered, shoulders back and down, sternum up, core cylinder tight, shift through to the feet. Nice. Now let's make this a little turn out. So toes go out. Notice how I just moved my toes out? So they're more of a duck out or duck foot. Now shift more to the knee. Knee. Yes, so it's not just about the outer edges. You actually feel it a little bit more rolling into your toes and knee. Roll left, right, left, right. Good. Still stay very aware and connected to what you're feeling down where you're grounded through your feet. Good. Knees. Excellent. You got this. Chin and chest up. 8, 7. Move your fingers every once in a while. Now, I want you to lift and drop. So let the foot come up like a big giant step. And actually let your feet get a little wider as you're making that giant step. It's not so much that you're lifting high, it's just that your feet are wide. Toes are out. Let your foot come up and the other one rocks and gets the full weight. So down and up, down and up. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Awesome. Now stay wide with the knees and toes in an outward position. And this time as you rock, I want you to really think about letting that hip structure move along with the knee bend. So move it like a lunge. Lunge it towards the right, then towards the left. Good. So you're really feeling a lot more mobilization in that hip joint. Here we go. Left and right. Again. Chin up, chest up. Beautiful. Keep that fluid rocking motion going. Stay connected. Feel the feet, the toes, the heels, the knees, the hips. Four more. 3, 2. Now we're going to stay right. And from this position, bring both hands to the right pole and pivot. Did you catch that? Now, you might have to adjust your feet a little bit if they're too far on the edges of the board and they're hanging off. So just check back, make sure your heels and toes are on, and then let's start that side position rock. Feet are grounded, just shifting the weight from front foot to back foot. When you come into the front foot, your back heel can lift up a little. Get your body weight moving with your feet. Body weight a little forward, body weight a little back. Perfect. Chin and chest are up. Think about making that connection through the feet. Toe push, heel push. Toe push, heel push. Good. Now be aware of your posture as you're doing this. Make sure your head is over your shoulders and not jutting out in front of your shoulders. Make sure your chest is up. And again, you have that belly band on. You want to think like having a 360 waistband or girdle, keeping you nice and firm across the center, all the way around like a cylinder. Tighten the belt. Excellent. Now, just like we did in the wide position front, I want you to make a stomp and let the feet actually come off the board. Front foot, back foot. Front foot, back foot. Much more powerful in your movement as you lift and lunge. Down and up. Good. Just get comfortable with catch and go, catch and go. Nice. You might feel a lot of tension building in those ankles, in those calves. Beautiful. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. All right, settle down. Now balance in the center. Find it. Find the point where neither the front or back, behind you or in front of you, are grounded out. Try to stay there. Balance. Let's surf the board. Hold it here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now knees go straight and bent. And straight and bent. Try to straighten them as much as you can. Try to balance as you drop it. Super challenging on those legs, isn't it? Up and down. One more time. Reduce the range of motion. If that motion, bring it back here and turn it to the center. Bring it to the center and rock it out comfortably. So, if any of these motions, lunges, stepping, whatever we're doing, if it causes joint pain, then by all means, please feel free to modify by, reducing the range of motion or the amount of repetitions you're doing. You can always take personal breaks, but try to stay as much as possible in the pain-free range of motion with these things we're doing. All right, let's go back to the beginning, which was just a simple rock where we are at a 1-in-1 and we focus in on the feet, the edges of your feet, outer edge, inner edge. Try to manipulate that shift of the board left to right by pushing a little bit more to the outer edge of your soles of your shoes. Good. Just making that mind-body connection a little bit more clear all the way down to those feet. Beautiful. Now, let's take and bend the knee a bit more. Maybe widen the feet out to 2s and 2s. Good. And feel a little bit more of the shift happening through the knees as well. Good. You'll feel a lot more power when you add the focus to more than just the feet, up the chain to the knees and the hips. Here we go. Breathe. Keeping that nice fluid movement going might keep you in a low cardio state as well. Keeping those muscles active non-stop. That's how we work the heart and lungs at the same time. All right, now let's turn the toes out and get a little wider stance and use more of a lunging shift. So when I lunge, notice my hips and my knees move together to shift the board. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Nice. You've got this. Now remember what we did on the other side? We actually let the foot come up, down, up, like a big giant step. V5 foe. Bum. I think that's how it goes. If down were in, I could say, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Good, here we go. Step, 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 step. Coordinating the rock with the lift and a drop. Good. A lot going on in the brain. You don't even have to think about it. It's happening. It's coordinating. Try not to hit the pole with your knee like I just did. 4, 3, 2. All right, now pivot. And now we're in the direction of the pole, left side facing, rock forward and back. Make that second to adjust your feet. So if the back foot got a little too far off and the heel's hanging, step it in a bit. If the front toe is off, step it back a bit. Just get your forward and back rock going. Now let's go back and be focused on what the feet are doing. So you've got front toe, back heel, front toe, back heel. That back heel can come up as you rock front. See how it adds a little more power and intent to that movement. Down, back, down, Good. Keep breathing. Nice and fluid. Inhale, exhale. Use that pull. If you need to hold on with both hands, you can. Or let go and just use that right hand. Good. We got it. Excellent. So don't forget, this is Health Awareness Month. Look around you. See if there's things you might be able to do or implement in your daily routine that would be more health aware. How you eat, how much you're moving or not moving. Try to get out of sedentary habits. How about if you just got up and down a little more out of the chair when you're parked watching TV or playing on the computer? Set some goals. Maybe a little timer that doesn't let you sit for any longer than 30 minutes without some type of a movement break. Wouldn't that be a great goal? Forward, back. Now we're ready to unload. So one foot unloads and shifts the weight to the opposite leg. That's a very powerful way to move the board. Boom, you feel it. Grip it, drop it, front, back. Excellent. Just keep it going. We got a nice little fluid workout going here. I'll bet some of you are in a nice training zone for your heart and lungs. How do you know? You feel the need to breathe a little bit faster, a little bit deeper than when you started. Good. Keep going. 4 more times. Remember to take your own personal breaks as well. If you need to sit down in the chair and watch for a while, that's okay. We're building up this month. We've got a challenge. We're challenging ourselves. June is challenge month. So let's see if we can make some difference and feel the difference by the end of the month. Getting ready for summertime. 4 more. 3, 2. All right, let's balance it up. Let's find that lunge position and hold that board steady. Surf it. Try to keep both ends up. Figure out what you have to do. Do you have to put a little more weight on the back foot? A little more weight on the front? Get those ends up in balance. Breathe throughout. Stack your body, head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Stay there. Hang in for me. Thumbs up. Are you ready to add a little knee bending lunge? Stationary, straighten the knees and bend. Again, this is one of those ones where depending on your current level of knee health, you may have to minimize the range of motion if it's giving you any discomfort. But if you can, try to give me a nice, maybe 20, 30 degree bend of the knee and then straighten up, tightening those thigh muscles on the way up, sitting into those glutes on the way down. Good. You got this. Try to stay steady on the board. I know it's going to be hard not to rock around a bit, but your goal is to try to keep it nice and steady. Good job. You've got it. A couple more. Beautiful. Last one. Awesome. Now let's pivot back to the center and rock it in. Walk in, feet together, nice narrow stance, feet on 1 and 1. Just let the hips move a little, shift from the hip this time. So often we put our focus on our feet and knees. Now I want you to just give me a little hip bump. So imagine you could hit the pole with your hip socket, right and left. Nice. Shifting way up high in the pelvis and hip. Just rock it like a hula dancer. Do the bump. That's it. Nice and tall. Feel a stretch in those leg muscles and hip muscles. Excellent. 4 more times. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now center out. Feet on either side of the red line. Realign them. And we're going to do a really nice slow sit back into our squat with balance in mind and then come out of it. So just like we did the lunges where it's just a slow drop, but I really want you to try to keep your feet grounded as you do it. Don't let your toes come up. Keep those toes down and try to get your hips back as though there's a nice little bar stool behind you that you're gonna sit on, and then come right out of it and try to keep the board steady. Now again, if this bothers your knee joint or your hip joint, minimize the range of motion to just the pain-free range. Good. Sit back, pull up and under. Let's do 2 more. Great job. Last one. Arms are tight as you hold your body erect. There you go. Now, palms on top. Wiggle those fingers for a second. Let's wiggle the toes for a second. So try to wiggle. Keep the board as centered as you can, but try to free up and feel the toes and fingers moving together. Be tall. That's it. All right, now from here, shift up and down. So we're just gonna do a calf raise. You might have to reposition your feet a little so you don't get too much weight in the forward action to the front of the board. Here we go. Up, high, down, flat. Up, high. Try not to look down, because if you look down, usually that means your head is going to jut a little bit, and then the upper body posture might start to stoop as well. So try to keep that chin and chest high and just work those calf muscles. Good job. You got it. Try to keep the board quiet underneath you. I know there's just a little automatic wobble that's going to happen, and that's okay, because that's where some of the reactiveness of the workout comes in, where your brain and body just react without you pre-thinking about it. It just happens. It figures out what it has to do. Those neural pathways make the connection so that you have a strong and balanced finish point. That's it right there. Again, strong and balanced. Drop and strong and balanced. A couple more. And up. Last one. And up. And could you be doing this on the floor? Of course you could, especially if you were feeling a little imbalanced today and just wanted to give it a bit of a modification. So now we're going to leave the right foot up on the red line, and we're going to take the left foot to the floor behind. So one leg up, one leg down. And I want you to keep that right leg solid, foot right in the center. And with the left leg, squiggle it back a bit, but keep the heel up. So from here, we're going to do a balance lift. We're going to bend the knees soft and then balance and lift. Did you get it? Let's do that again. Bend the knees soft. Both knees are down and bend, and feet are grounded. Back heels up a little, and then lift and balance. Hold it, and then come back down. So when I hold and balance, I don't want to lift so high that I feel any arching in my lower back. I want to keep the back neutral. So bend, shift, and hold. And I do lean in a bit with my upper body. Good. Again, bend, lift, and hold. Try to level your shoulders and pelvis together. Sink and shoot. Lift it. Again, sink down and lift up. Good. Lean in with your torso. Sink back and shoot through. 2 more. Sink and shoot through. Last one. Sink and lift. Awesome. All right, sink and step off. Okay, just ease it out a little bit. That was a lot of work on that leg that was stabilizing on the board, the left or the right leg. So So let's give it a little break and then we'll bring the opposite leg up for the same work. Working our core, working our strength, working on a little bit of balance with hip extension in mind. The reason that's important is because we do so much in the opposite direction. We lift and we flex our hip with every stepping move. So whenever I get the chance to allow you to extend, I love it. All right, so let's take the other leg up. Let's get the heel off the floor in the back, the foot grounded on the red line in the front, standing tall, head over shoulders. From here, we're gonna bend and shoot. So it's like you're shooting out of a cannon. Bend and lift. Again, ground yourself and lift up. Now remember, you are letting your body lean in a little bit, but not so far that you feel like you're gonna fall off the front of the board. Just enough to give a few inches of lift to the back leg. Don't overlift that back leg, because if you do, you may overarch the lower back. We want to keep the back and spine in its neutral alignment, or as neutral as possible. Here we go, sink down, lift up, breathe. Excellent, again, sink down, lift up. Beautiful. A couple more, sink, lift, hold it. Again, sink, lift, hold it. Try to get that body nice and level. Down, shift up. Let's do two more. Sink down, shift up. Extend that hip. Last one, down, back. Beautiful. And then step off. Ooh, good job. And again, be aware of how much work that stabilizing leg had to do. The one that you were standing on and working off of. All right, let's get some water. We're gonna cool down now. Well-deserved cool down. Great effort for this first Wednesday of the month. This is our Health Awareness Month. So I want you to be aware of changes you feel in your body as you stay more consistent and challenge yourself throughout the month. How about challenging yourself to drink a little more water as well? And sometimes it's okay to also drink other fluids. You know, certain types of sports drinks. I'm going to pull a chair out for the cool down. Why don't you as well? Just remember that if you are drinking other fluids, sometimes they might be a little bit high in sugar or salt. So just be aware of if it's healthy for you given your conditions. And also know you can water those down if you prefer to drink a flavored drink. All right, feet flat on the floor. I'm gonna back up in my chair so you can see what's going on. Notice I'm sitting tall without using the back of the chair, so I'm still working the core and the postural muscles. So I want you to start with the legs about shoulder distance, feet flat. Take the right arm and lift up. Twist it in and out like you're putting a light bulb in the ceiling, and then let it come down. Same thing, inhale up. Twist the light bulb. Exhale down. We're gonna do that again, but focus more on the breath. Inhale deeply, hold the breath as you twist. Exhale slowly through the mouth as it comes down. Left arm, inhale up through the nose. Hold the breath and twist. Exhale down. How about once more? Inhale right. Hold the breath. Exhale down. Left arm, inhale up. Hold the breath. Exhale down. Now, shoulders together, roll up, down, and around. Just a nice fluid, deep breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. One more. Leave the arms down, the head high. Take the neck, and let's do slow rolls from right to left, really getting rid of any residual tension that may have built up in some of those upper back or neck muscles. Nice and slow, and just keep a nice fluid breathing going, or breath rate. Again. Two more. Last one. Now bringing the head to the center. Let's take the hands, slide your right foot out in front, and just lean in like you're going to touch your sock, and then come back out. Now, we're going to do this again a few times. Try making the movement happen from the hip, not the spine. So the spine is moving, but in one nice block. You're not bending the back. You're bending the hip. You're feeling a nice lengthening sensation down the back of the leg. And then I want you to come forward and hold it at a degree that feels comfortable, but yet allows a sensation of tension in the back of that leg, or stretching tension. And just rock the ankles. Try not to fall off the chair. You might have to readjust. Toe up, toe down. Toe up, toe down. Feel that calf releasing. Nice deep breaths. And now let's hold this one up. Stay here for the stretch. A few nice deep breaths. Holding your longer stretches for 20 or 30 seconds if you can. It's usually about 3 to 5 deep breaths. And then unhinge, slide that foot in. Readjust if you need to on your chair. Stick the other leg out. Same process. Hand to thigh, moving from the hip as you flex in and come back. Feeling for a gentle stretch down the back of the leg. You can even massage the front of the thigh with your palm if you like. Increasing that circulation down the leg. Good. Doesn't have to reach all the way down to your sock. Wherever you're comfortable without having to round the back out or jut the head forward. Keep that back and that head in line. Excellent. You've got this. Now let's hold this one down and stretch. Hold the position on the thigh. Readjust on your chair if you're slipping off. And start to rock that foot. Toe up, toe down. Toe up, toe down. Good. Nice deep breaths. And then hold it up and just stretch forward. Hold it. Again, holding your longer stretches for about 3 to 5 deep breaths. You want the stretches to kind of hurt so good. Feel good, but feel that you're stretching, you're lengthening. And then gently start to bring that body back up. Readjust your posture to center. Bring the feet down on the floor in front of you. Take a nice deep breath. Put the heels in and the legs out. Lean in, stretching that hip joint. And lean out. Again, leaning in, noticing that I'm keeping my spine in its neutral long alignment, not letting it round or flex. I just move from the hip in and stretch through the inner thighs and hip joint. And back. Again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale forward. Exhale back. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Sitting tall. Knees together, arms up. Palms in. Bring the fingers down. And bow to yourself for a job well done and a big hand. Thank you for joining me today, Wellness Wednesday. Kathy Stevens here with our Health Awareness Month. And hopefully you'll be setting some goals using the chart I provided. I will post after this workout my goal in these base moves that we're doing up front, but I also downloaded a blank form so you could put in your own goals, especially if you feel like you'd like to do a little less or if you feel like you'd like to do more. All right, let's see if we can all increase at a nice steady pace and see some change, be aware of some growth and some change in our body and hopefully also our mindset for the month. All right, guys, signing off today. Hopefully see you every Wednesday this month, Wellness Wednesday, and hopefully you'll be joining Dan on Tuesday, Thursday as well. Remember, these workouts are posted on the same website that you're finding me on today, and if you scroll down, you can find them from the previous weeks. And if you like a certain workout, do it more than once. No reason to only be one and done. All right. Mwah. Signing off. Thank you for joining me so much. I do check my chat box throughout the week, so I can see that Doug is saying thanks, and so is Pat. Thank you for being with me the whole workout. And if there's any questions or comments, I do try to get back to you throughout the week. So feel free to add them to the chat. All right. Take care, and signing off again. Bye-bye. Have a great week.